The retired third president enjoys a fully furnished and maintained office space of his choice, and he chose his residence next to Dennis Pritt there at Gate D of State House. It's official. And this is fully furnished and paid by the government. He is entitled to 2 new cars of his choice that should be replaceable every 3 years with an engine capacity of at least 3,000 cc. Office of the third retired president already has 33, so they have one more slot that they can ask for because they are the ones who supplied the list of the 33. And they are already deployed and earning salaries. And I wish to confirm that the office of the retired third president has staffers very well paid, with some at higher job groups, the level of a principal secretary.
Barely 2 weeks ago, government spokesperson Isaac Mora outlined the benefits provided to former presidents, which the office of the retired third head of state refutes.
While the picture painted by Mr. Mora of the government's commitment to support the office of the retired president in accordance to the law is the ideal situation, it saddens this office to inform the public that unfortunately that picture does not exist. And our worry as an office is a precedence that is being set by the government of the day. Their decision to blatantly ignore execution of the Presidential Act No. 11 of 2023 seems to open up a Pandora's box that will leave a retired head of state at the mercy of the government of the day.
And now a visible Cold War stemming from the 2022 succession politics seems to have played out today after former head of state Uhuru Kenyatta accused the government of denying his office a budget for 2 years, crippling its operations. Through his spokesperson, Kanze Dena, Kenyatta has cited frustrations and mistreatment from State House.
Katika juhudi zetu zote za kuweza kuwasiliana na ofisi ya State House ili kuweza kujua na kuelewa hali ni ipi na kwa nini mambo yanaendelea vile yalivyo, hatujaweza kupata mwelekeo wowote. Manaka kile waraka tunaoandika hatupati majibu, na majibu yanapokuja yanakuja na simu na huelewi ni ipi unachukua na ipi uchukui. Manake hupati simu moja, unapata simu zaidi ya moja ikiwa na mielekeo tofauti. Sisi kama ofisi hatujapenda kweli kuweza kuzungumza masuala haya kwenye mhadhara. Tumejaribu sana kadri ya uwezo wetu kuweza kuwasiliana na ofisi hii kupitia nyaraka na hata kujaribu kutafuta nafasi ya kuweza kuzungumza, lakini juhudi zetu zote zimegonga mwamba.
According to the Director of Communication, the government has only provided 28 million shillings out of the 655 million shillings allocated for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. These amounts covered allowances for domestic travel and facilitation of 2 trips, representing just 4.4% of the total budget. However, it did not include payment for salaries and medical insurance. For the financial year ending 2023-2024, the office of the former president has yet to access the allocated 503 million shillings, bringing the total of unmet funds to 1 billion shillings. Setting the record straight at the Uhuru Kenyatta Institute, where it is run on goodwill, Kanze has refuted claims that the government has acquired new vehicles for the former president. She noted that Kenyatta's fuel cards and vehicle maintenance have been blocked since March of 2023.
Agreed upon by State House that the former president uses these vehicles on transitional basis as they begin the process of procuring new vehicles as stipulated in the Presidential Benefits Act. That is 2 new vehicles of the retired president's choice, replaceable every 3 years, and each car having an engine capacity not exceeding 3,000 cc's. 2 four-wheel motor drive vehicles of the retired president's choice, also replaceable every 3 years, each vehicle having an engine capacity of 3,000 to 4,000 cc's. Just a point of note as well, the late President Daniel Arap Moi and the late President Mwai Kibaki were allocated and maintained more than double the number of vehicles that have been allocated to the third retired president to ensure optimum running of his office. There were fuel cards that were issued, and the fuel cards were given, as well as the maintenance of the vehicles, but that has not been done because the cards were blocked in the month of March 2023 to date, that is.
At the same time, Dena has pointed out intimidation of its staff via calls and failure by the government to renew 2 of the staff's contract.
The office still awaits the confirmation and communication on why they blatantly refuse to renew contracts of 2 professional staff members, the administrator, Mr. George Karaoke, and Mrs. Kanze Dena Mararo, who is the Director Communication. There is also the issue of unceremonious withdrawal and intimidation of staff via phone calls at midnight. We have provided a list of the complete staff serving in the office of the retired third president, and would also like to clarify that the list that Mr. Mwaura presented in his statement had the wrong tally. Those members of staff that were there were 32 and not 33, when the Act provides for 34 members of staff.
Last month, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura listed a total of 12 vehicles allocated to Uhuru Kenyatta and former First Lady Mama Ngina Kenyatta for their movement, including 2 Toyota Land Cruisers, 1 Mercedes-Benz, 4 Toyota Prados and 2 Range Rovers. Additionally, the government provided a fully furnished and maintained office space of its choice, paid for by the government. However, this report contradicts accounts revealed by the office of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. In a rejoinder, the government has stated that it has provided 14 vehicles to the Kenyatta's office. The government also mentioned that Kenyatta rejected the office located in Nyari and has not forwarded the names of 2 staffs whose contracts needs renewal to the State House Comptroller. Bentura Kwamboka, K24, Nairobi.